Okay, so we'll see what Goku and Gohan are going to be like here against the Vegeta version of the Future Saga Red Zone. Where it's the Vegeta story, obviously. This is an interesting rotation. Goku just gets to go first. I kind of want to see Goku just actually doing something here, so potentially dodging these attacks. We do obviously want him to get a dodge so that he then gets that buff. So it's worth putting him there. But yeah, definitely it'd be fun for some of the less difficult stages, but yeah, running a double Goku Gohan lead team, I mean, the team just looks so similar to if you were running the double Vegito leads. It's just obviously worse overall because lower leader skill boost for basically everyone on the team. So this is definitely, at the moment in the meta, I mean, obviously Vegito is like still basically the best unit in the game, so it's like if you're running these guys, Goku and Gohan, on a team for difficult events, I mean, this is the go-to, right? So, but yeah, there's the dodge. He did get the additional super from his passive. He then got the additional normal from the hidden potential. So, hopefully in one of these runs that we do, like today, trying him out against different content, hopefully we can get one of those turns where he does the triple super in the first turn. And gets the full like passive unlocked. The problem with that is, as I said in the showcase, is you don't necessarily want to exchange to Gohan, like if there's not enough attacks in each of the slots. Like you need to make sure when Gohan comes out on that first turn, you ideally want to be taking at least 3 hits, because otherwise you're putting a lot of like thing into the next, like, you know, if he gets hit once, then it's like on his second appearance he has to get hit 4 times, and if none of the slots have 4 attacks in, then obviously it's impossible for him to get his buff to get the permanent guard. So I should float off Gogeta, even though it seems crazy to do because he's so good. I'll float off Gogeta because otherwise Bardock isn't going to get to attack. What does my sub notification say? It's the Super 17. I'm going to face the power of the Ultimate Android. It's actually a quote from I can't remember if it's from their fusion, but it is actually a voice line like from Dokkan. Theo sent it to me, Mr. Dokkan Assets himself, because it is indeed an asset from Dokkan. Yeah, give Bardock a chance to get some attacks in. The problem in this event, although I don't think any of the phases, none of these guys are a transformation boost, are they? The STR Rose one is the other red zone, isn't it? Because this is, or is it? No, because I couldn't remember which one. I thought it went Goku Black and then Zamasu. Although maybe that is the other one. I always forget which one's which for like the Vegeta Red Zone and the Goku Red Zone. Oh wait, yeah, this is going to be awkward. Because yeah, we got the setup where Goku's probably going to kill him here, which then means STR Goku doesn't get to attack. Yeah, that's annoying. I mean, I guess if I want to see how good Goku and Gohan are. Could do that rather than relying on busting out the Geo at some point. I don't know how much that actually helps, but we'll see. Yeah, the thing about Rose is he always supers in slot 1, but sometimes it's not until like after you've attacked, which obviously is a very lucky situation here, because now after attacking, Vegeta should be able to tank. And he didn't super in slot 1, okay. I can't remember the last time I've seen that happen. I feel like I have seen it happen before, but... I'm guessing does STR Rose count as transformation boost? Probably not. Oh really? So he's going to super Gohan at the end. That's so annoying. The guy who always supers in slot 1 is going to super the type disadvantage unit in slot 3. Bruh. Or he's just not going to super this turn, apparently. And we could just do this and hope that Goku dodges, I guess. Yeah, he got the buff as well, but he just didn't super in the first turn, which is not something that you often see. Yeah, STR Rose isn't transformation boost, which is annoying. Here we go, we dodged the normal, watch him eat the super. Yeah, there you go. Good stuff. Yeah, Rose, never let them know your next move. It's like, what's that? You think I'm going to super in slot 1? Well, I'm going to not super at all. That'll show you. Like, wow. Gee, thanks. $22 million for Goku. Passive additional super. As I say, watch us get the triple super on the second turn. On the turn where you only need to do one super to meet the condition. Okay, now we got the additional normal again. Hidden potential has been the additional normal multiple times for me now since EZAing this guy. But there's the dodges, so that's the big one. Okay. He's ready for the grandpa animation. The one we all love and never get sick and tired of seeing. Let's go. Yeah, potentially on that last turn, on that last rotation, I probably should have switched Goku into the defensive mode. Because he has what? he got a couple of supers off and he has 20% damage reduction. But Rosé with the buff, his normals hit pretty hard. So I'm so used to now because I don't use the like Vegeta, like the 10 years that much in recent events and stuff outside of when we've been trying the different like festival challenges. So I'm so used to them just like tanking everything because obviously for the first like 40 phases they just can't take damage from anything and you're stacking. But yeah, definitely should have switched him over to Vegeta. Alright, so let's give you the chance to get a super off here. That Bardock get that little bit of extra build up. Because I don't think he'll kill him, and then that lets the tech Vegeta get the extra defensive stack. Return to monkey. Oh nice, gets the extra one as well. That's the thing, we used the giant 8 mode, so we were generally safe. Unless he didn't super, I actually... Okay, well that's a lot of attacks in slot 1. So I'm going to bust out Gohan. Gohan can get his full passive active now. I mean, we could just go crazy for... He actually shares more links with Goku than he does with Gohan. He's also getting hit enough times in slot 1 that he's actually going to get his attack boost as well. So, yeah, Gohan has 400k defense, which isn't a lot, but he has 58% damage reduction and guard. So, I guess we could do this. Okay, yeah, the super's there, so... Yeah, they don't have as many links. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and just do as much damage as we can in one turn. And it's a Ki Blast super, yeah, so he could just negate it anyway. But I'm going to do Gogeta's active skill. We get the buff. Then we're going to do your active skill. Right, this should be a fun turn. Okay. Alright, so that's 2. So now it's been hit, what, now it's 4 times. 49 million. There we go. It's after he's attacked as well. So 19 million on the counter. And of course he has guaranteed crits, so that finished off like the rest of his health bar. 81 million for 55% physical Gohan. Yeah, mine has no dupes. I just have the one copy, 55%. They did an 81 million attack stat on that turn. It's pretty good. Because, yeah, remember, on Gohan's next appearance now, he's going to have... was it, how much damage reduction does he have on the first 3 turns? Is it 58%? Yeah, casual 57 million counter. I think it's all counters. The attack stat is actually 3 times like what it shows. So yeah, Bardock has 4.5 million defense. I don't want the Vegito to do too much damage, so I'm not going to use his active skill. But yeah, Bardock with the active skill will tank in slot 3. I've seen him at 101 million at 55%. Yeah, he can get up there once you get to that later turn where he gets the big buff and loses the additionals. Which is a shame, because like imagine what his additional super would have been on that turn as well, attack stat wise. Yeah, the meditation stuff in Assassin's Creed Shadows is annoying. Especially when they start throwing in, like, you've got the up, down, left, right, and then you've got, like, the triangle, circle ones. They start mixing them together, and then there's ones where they start throwing in, like, the triggers and stuff, and then ones where you've got to press 2 buttons at the same time. So yeah, he shouldn't do too much here. Because yeah, obviously we could have just used the active skill, and then there's the potential that we would have just done enough damage for that to be it, with all the counters being crits and everything. But in fact, seeing how much he's doing just from like these few, if we'd used the active skill, that would have been it. So, but this way he's able to survive, so we can see fully built up Gohan at the beginning of the next turn. Because yeah, Bardock won't kill. Bardock does okay damage considering his role is basically to be a support, and obviously on this active skill turn he's not going to take damage. I mean, there you go. That's a great, like, a free-to-play LR support unit. Tanking Fusion Zamasu super attack for double-digit damage in slot 3. It's pretty good. So yeah, Gohan's at 1.4 million. And bear in mind, he also has 88% damage reduction and guard on this turn. Because he still has the from 3 turns from first appearance, so... yeah, he can't really be, on this particular turn, like, he can't really be touched by anything. Because what have we got, like, not even Fusion Zamasu, I think, but in this, like, red zone, the highest super attacks go up to about 6 million. You take off 88%, that already drops to, like, 720k. In fact, just out of curiosity, if we did 10 million minus 88%. Yeah, so Gohan on this turn, even in slot 1, Gohan on this turn would tank a 10 million damage super attack for double digits. So, obviously the turn after this he loses the 58%, but still very good. Oof, Super Saiyan 4 Goku taking 140k from the AoEs.
Time to get serious.
Yeah, so bear in mind he's got no support on this turn, but 31 million for Goku, for Gohan. Because he's not a power build Super Saiyan, obviously he'd only be getting defensive support from Goku. Imagine if he was, with Goku's extra 10% damage reduction as well, he'd have 98% damage reduction. That'd be crazy. Additional normal. Zamasu AoEs, yeah, the forever boogeyman. Yeah, I wish I had a dupe for Gohan just so I could give him some additional. But this later stage when he starts hitting these massive numbers, I just want him to do more than one super. Wow, we're actually going to die now, I think. I really thought this rotation would just kill him, but... yeah, that's crazy. Well, Goku and Gohan did well. Okay, so next up we're going to try these guys out against the Demon King Piccolo final stage of the DB Saga Red Zone that we just got for the Saiyan Day celebration. I know this one is not like considered one of the hardest fights in the game, but I wanted to try these guys out in a bunch of different scenarios, and this is of course the latest Red Zone that we've got, the final stage. It can be a little bit annoying because of the locking in the AGL phase, which of course is going to be one of the big weaknesses of this unit. Let me just get the stats up here for this stage so we can see what we're dealing with. But yeah, locking is going to be an issue for the Goku and Gohan, especially while they're in the Goku portion of the card. And then I suppose even then, if you exchange into Gohan, you're wanting to make sure you get those certain number of hits in his first 2 turns. And of course, if he then gets locked into a slot where there's no attacks, then obviously that's detrimental to his performance overall. Goku only getting the additional normal from his passive, but fortunately the hidden potential coming in clutch with the super. So that means we guarantee now that from the second appearance we can get that 3rd super that we need in order to get the exchange. We get the dodge, so he gets the stat increase. Of course he ate the super, but it's only 90 damage. This guy only supers for like 1.5 million. And Goku post-supering and with that dodge buff is somewhere around that usually, without support. And of course, you know, we had type advantage in this setup as well. I think the biggest issue with this unit that I've seen so far from using them, now that we've EZA'd them, is Goku can be a bit of a liability, right? Like, he has the 70% chance to dodge, which is good, but as always throughout Dokkan with the UI memes and everything, like, even with a 70% chance to dodge, you can still get hit and get killed. But that's all he has, right? The dodge is his defensive tech. So he can't go in slot 1 because he doesn't get the dodge until he does his attack. Then he has the dodge chance, but if he doesn't dodge, big attacks are obviously still going to do big damage to him. And things like AoEs, rotation locking, anything that kind of scuppers your plans of him not being attacked until he's gotten to attack first are going to be situations where he could be a bit of a liability, right? So that is something that we have to be very careful of. But, you know, we'll see what we can do. We're going to finish off this guy here with Beast Gohan and move on to Tambourine, who he hits for about 1.7 on his super, so even against him we should be okay. Got a decent enough rotation. So we've got an AoE in slot 1. What do his normals do? 630k. And we've got 500k defense start of turn. So it's not terrible, but obviously that means we will take damage from the AoE. Although I don't know if he's one of those units where his AoE is weaker than his normal attacks. Yeah, the first unit he hits is like the same as his normal attack. Then it's apparently only 315. So these guys should still take double-digit damage from his AoE here. But we'll see how it plays out in practice. Obviously, we've got Gotenks in slot 1. He'll be fine while his intro is still up. Yeah, they take double-digit damage. Obviously, Vegeta does as well. We get the dodge and then the counter. Let's go. That's a Ki Blast Super. So Gotenks coming in clutch with the Ki Blast Super. I guess it's not even really a counter because you take the damage, although obviously he dodged, and then you counter attack. So, yeah, Gotenks against Ki Blast Supers obviously will always be very good. Even if he hadn't dodged there, he would have taken double-digit damage because while his intro defense, like damage reduction, is still up, the Ki Blast Super attack extra damage reduction gives him like 90. Is it 99% against Ki Blast Supers while he's got his full damage reduction? So obviously that's pretty good. And then yeah, Goku getting his attacks off here. Now the thing with Goku is every extra attack you get before you exchange into Gohan, he is infinitely stacking attack, and those do carry over, right? So he's gotten 4 super attacks now in total, which means that Gohan does keep that attack boost. I suppose the thing you have to think about is in certain situations, if it's not a good idea to exchange into Gohan on that turn because you can't get many hits in, then at least Goku is stacking attack ready for when you do exchange into Gohan. You just have to be careful, of course, because after the first 5 turns, all of Goku's abilities lose a little bit of their boost, right? Like his great chance, all of his great chances, dodge, the crit, the additional becoming a super, they all drop to high chance. So then when you think about the fact, as we've said, he is a bit of a defensive liability at times, him then only having the 50% chance to dodge is potentially going to be very bad, right? So go ahead and do this. Beast should be fine in slot 1. Beast obviously is going to give everybody extra ki when he gets hit anyway, so gives us a little bit of a boost. This guy giving your units minus ki is a bit annoying, but should be okay here. If anything, actually, considering that I don't know where the super is, it might have been a good idea to transform exchange the Goku into Vegeta, but hopefully with his post-super defense and the fact that he has like 20% damage reduction, he should be okay. But my 10-year fusions are only 55%, so something I have to bear in mind. Got the full ki though, so hopefully we get a couple of additional supers here as well. Yeah, nice. I think Bardock, will Bardock be able to finish him off? He's got type advantage. I guess it just depends how many attacks he does, but yeah, he should be fine. And then yeah, Goku got the triple super tan. So Goku should be okay here against a super. Oh, of course, he has the extra damage reduction for the first couple of turns anyway, so he would be fine regardless, actually, if he took a super here. And then, yeah, AGL Bardock hopefully just gets... Yeah, didn't even really need that many additionals, just the one was enough to finish him off. Alright, so now we're on to the part that is going to be tricky for this guy, and these events in the meta at the moment are going to be the most awkward. Because, yeah, that is exactly what happened. So, STR Goku and Gohan locked in slot 7, where there's only one attack. Because, I mean, the thing is, this rotation is perfectly fine. There's a perfectly viable rotation for the team. It's just the fact that now, like, we don't get to get any of our build-up here. So, I mean, realistically, like, otherwise this guy's just going to end up getting floated off. I'm just going to have to do this. Break the rotation lock here. So then we can go ahead and we'll switch you over to the defensive portion of your card. Do that. And then let's get Gohan out here. So we start off with 350k. Bear in mind we basically double that when we super. And then he has guard and he has 58% damage reduction. So we should be okay as long as the first, like, one of the first 2 attacks isn't a super. Because remember, he has to activate his guard twice to get his first big defensive buff, and then it's the 3rd time to get the next one. So ideally, the first 3 attacks that he takes are not supers, but you know, that's not something we have a huge amount of control of here in this scenario with no scouter available. So we'll just have to see how we get on. I mean, this Demon King Piccolo does have a Ki Blast super as well. So if he was to super Gohan, we have the possibility that we just negate it anyway. Which does count towards his like build up as well. So yeah, straight off the bat 10 mil. Now bear in mind, he needs to get hit first to get a permanent attack buff. So if on his first turn he's attacking without being hit, then obviously he's not going to be doing that much. So the second attack was the super, but we get the counter. Fortunately, we got hit first as well, so we do get that little bit of an extra attack boost. But he hasn't got any of the extra crit chance from being hit. So we do get the crit though. Actually, I guess that counts as the second hit, right? So he has that little bit. Then we get the third one. So yeah, guard has been activated 3 times. We just need to make sure he takes 2 hits on his next appearance, and then he'll be fully built up. So not too bad. Obviously, Ki Blast super enemy bosses, this guy's going to have that little bit of an extra advantage because he has the great chance to counter. And if you're at 77% or less HP, he guaranteed counters Ki Blast super attacks, which obviously is very good. So what are we looking like here? So you're locked in slot 1. That's awkward. How do we want to do this? I guess we could... I guess if we want to get a chance to get some defensive build up here, we could do this. Do this. And then just active with Beast. Gives these guys a chance to get their some defensive stacks off without actually getting hit. So do that. And then do that. Okay. So... should be all good here. I mean, obviously, we could have just clutched up and, like, Goku could have just dodged every single attack in slot 1 anyway, but rather than take that risk, we can just use the active skill with Beast, let this guy get a couple of stacks in here, then it makes it easier for him to survive the next time he does come around, because he'll have gotten these extra defensive boosts. Yeah, because we get the triple super turn, so he gets 3 stacks. Plus, of course, Beast getting hit a whole bunch of times gives him a nice little buff. So, despite the type disadvantage, he should be critting here on all of these attacks. Gets the guaranteed additional. And then Vegeta can get some extra defense at the end. It's one of those things, like, even with the 10 years, like, on the teams, right, you don't want to be wasting the fusions too early. I mean, realistically, you could fuse in this turn and then not use the active skill. Have that extra power from the fusions to finish off this phase, and then because the next one is the last phase, then you just go crazy with the active skills and stuff. Now the thing is with this guy, with the Demon King Piccolo event, I said at the beginning, I don't know if people consider this to be one of the new hardest events, but you got to remember that Demon King Piccolo at the end, he does the final phase, right, the physical one. He does 2.8 million damage as like a baseline on his super attack. But from the 3rd turn onwards, he gets an extra 50% attack and defense. So that already jumps that up to, what, 4.2. But he also greatly raises attack on his super, which is 50%. So actually, in the first 2 turns, his super does 4.2. And then after that, it does 6 point something, right? So he does actually hit like really, really hard. And yeah, annoyingly, I guess it's just the point of bringing these is for the rotation locking phase. We'll just have to go ahead and do this again and then get Gohan in slot 1. So Gohan, start of his second turn here is at 1.5 million defense. Guard has been activated 3 times, so he's got the extra defense, the extra damage reduction. He just needs to be hit 2 more times, so obviously we do this and put him in slot 1. I guess we floated off the guy. Well, I mean, we're not going to get another turn, are we, for another attack in with anyone here on this rotation. Would have been nice for Bardock to get another 18 key super off, but either way, we'll just have to do this. So, bear in mind, Gohan has 78% damage reduction on this turn as well. So, he can't take damage. we got the hits we needed, so he's got his full passive. He's got 100% crit chance as well now. And yeah, 25 mil. So... well, he didn't get the additional, so Bardock actually gets to attack, which is good. Of course, saying that, if Bardock doesn't kill and get supered, that could be kind of awkward. 7.1. I mean, Bardock could also just clutch up and do a bunch of additionals, which apparently are going to do 0 damage. Which is a bit awkward. Fortunately, he decided not to super, so Tank Vegeta can go ahead and finish him off in slot 3 here, hopefully. He's got type advantage, so he should be fine, yeah. Alright, so now we get to the final phase. Physical Demon King Piccolo. He can seal one of the enemies, which is really annoying for these stages, but what can you do? So he's sealed Beast. I guess we float you off here, right? So he doesn't have a Ki Blast super, so we gotta be careful with Gotenks. I mean, I guess we could, to be fair, we could just do this. Bust out the power of Veku and just get the Ghost Usher turn. Oh yeah, they share more links, although they also share... well, that's only one. So we'll do that. Do that. Do that. Alright, so that means we can do a whole bunch of damage here for free. And then next turn we'll have Gohan in slot 1. He's got his full passive built up, but obviously the for 3 turns buffs have gone away, so no extra 58% damage reduction. So he's got his full passive built up, he has 30% damage reduction, he has guard. Be interesting to see how well he does against, because I mean, Demon King Piccolo's normal attacks are only 800k. It will be turn 3, so I guess actually they will be 1.2 million. But that's not anything we have to worry about, right? Gohan will tank those for double-digit damage, and that's fine. It's the super attack that we're most interested in. Because like I say, from turn 3 onwards, this Demon King Piccolo is doing over 6 million with his super attack. So... and obviously, you know, there are ways to get around these kind of issues, like on this team in particular. On the next turn, obviously, we have the other, like we have Tech Geo, so we could just fuse with Tech Geo, use the active skill, and then it's like GG, right? Now, obviously, if we were just trying to win the event and not worry about, you know, seeing how well this Gohan does, then potentially we would just do that, but I want to see what he's going to do. He's at 1.5. Oh yeah, if you're in the Goku stage, you give extra defense. So that puts him at 1.8, and he has it all in the family. Which that is obviously really, really good. With 30% damage reduction. In fact, what does he do? So we've got guard as well, because we've got type advantage regardless. But 6 million minus 30% is still 4.2. Guard is going to shave off a decent amount of that, but then the rest of his defense is 1.8. So I actually don't know if he would tank the super here. Obviously the problem with Goku, if we leave him in the Goku portion of the card, is that if he supers him, we die. But to be fair, we're just here to see what Gohan can do. So let's active skill with Bardock. So he does a bit of damage, but also gets his defense. Because Gohan should hopefully just be able to kill him here, really. So that puts Bardock at 3.6. So if you do that, you do this. And then... because remember, Gohan gets 100% on super with his super attack effect. So if he supers first, he would tank the super here for double-digit damage. I think almost guaranteed. But here we go. So if we get supered first, we take... double-digit damage. Okay, let's go. Damn. Is there anything I'm missing? This is his third appearance as Gohan, isn't it? So he doesn't have the extra damage reduction. He just has the 30%. But guard and that 30% damage reduction is enough, I guess, to drop that down to double-digit damage. I mean, that is very, very good. So, yeah, Gohan definitely holding his own here in this stage. Goku really needs to do an additional super here. There we go. So that finishes him off. So, yeah, I mean, works out nicely in this phase. Locking can be an issue. We had to use the items to get around the rotation locking. I think it's probably one of those things if you're trying to do no item runs just for the challenge, or if they do add a mission at some point or something like that, you probably want to steer away from using these guys in the runs that have rotation locking, but I guess it is what it is. So pretty decent performance from him there, and we'll go into the final one here next. Okay, so last but not least, we are jumping into the Goku Story Universe Survival Saga stage, which is stage 9, ends with the AGL Jiren. Both of these events end with a locking phase into a dodge cancelling phase. So I'm not sure which one is technically considered more difficult, but I think this one is probably the more annoying one. I don't know. But either way, this is the one we're going to do. So we start off against Bergamo here. Should have a good enough setup for turn 1. Goku and Gohan, obviously, ideally going to get at least 2 supers here. I don't think we've had a single run in terms of for the fights for this video where we've gotten the 3 supers on turn 1. I think the previous one we got 3 supers on the second turn, when we only needed 1, which I think is always the way, right? It's like back before the EZA, when he didn't really have the ability to get additionals. It was just like the hidden potential. You'd just get the 1 super for the first 2 turns, and then on the 3rd turn he would always get the hidden potential additional super, right, when you didn't need it. But either way, we'll see how we go here. So we get our initial super attack, and then we do get the additional super. Alright, come on, hidden potential, let's go. Give me that hidden potential super. Of course. Alright, well, at least we know on the next turn we're going to get it. We got the dodge as well, so Goku has the permanent buff ready for the next turn. And then Gotenks can do some good damage in the last slot here. Let me get the... I did have the red zone stats up. Let me get the Goku Story Universe Survival Saga. So yeah, Bergamo is not that much of a threat. Like, his super does 1.1 million damage, so there's no one really on the team post-super that isn't going to be able to tank it. Although he does get a lot of attack build-up. He gets 3% extra attack with each attack received, up to 1,000%. Now, obviously, you know, he'd have to get hit, what, 334 times to get to that buff. So I don't think there's any real teams in the current meta or in the setup where you'd be able to actually hit him 500 odd times without killing him. But either way, I'm going to put Bardock in slot 1. Bit risky, I guess, but he has the guard for the early turns. I'd rather him get an 18 key super and get some build up here than one of these guys, because they're not in their defensive mode yet anyway. So we take a bit of damage, but it is what it is. He does 420k normals. Obviously Bardock not meant to be a slot 1 unit, especially not on turn 1, right, when he hasn't had any build up. But I do like using Bardock on this team for the support, but he does only get the 170 lead, so it is good to try and get some like 18 key supers with him in early if you can. So on this rotation, if we just put him in slot 3, then obviously he's not going to be able to get any attacks off, whereas this way he gets a little bit of build up here, and then Goku should finish off Bergamo, I think. Yeah. Oh yeah, I didn't realise his health was that low. So yeah, of course he finishes him off. So second appearance for Goku and Gohan. Now we have the we only need to get 1 super. We do have type advantage as well, so we can go ahead and let Beast sit in slot 1 here. He's at 600k defense start of turn, which is not terrible. And then bear in mind we get 159% when attacking, so as well as the fact that he has the greatly raised defense for 1 turn on super, so he is rocking a sort of like 1.5 million defense level, like post super. Here we've got type advantage, so that obviously helps. I mean, Kale only does 1.4 million damage with her super, so even if she super attacked him and he didn't dodge, we would tank it regardless. But she's going to super attack Beast here, so Beast's just going to eat that. Give everybody the extra key. I don't know if anyone really needed on this rotation. Who was in slot 3? It was Vegeta, right? Yeah, so he's going to have the full 24 key now, so that is helpful. But yeah, KO doesn't hit crazy hard. She has a damage threshold. I'm not sure. It's not very high. And then she gets 30% extra attack with each turn passed, up to 100%. So on turn, I guess her third turn, it would be up to 90%. So turn 4, it's only getting the extra 10% put out to 100. But that means she would then be hitting for 2.8. But I think the phase doesn't go on too long. She's only got 80 million HP. So Goku getting the additional super again. Every extra super now is just additional attack stacking, because he does have infinite attack stacking. So that helps a little bit. Yeah, again. So both turns in a row, we got additional super and then additional normal. But that means he's now done the 3 supers that he needs to do in order to exchange into Gohan. And so now it becomes that game of what are the attacks going to be looking like on the next rotation. Can we get a setup for him where Gohan can take enough attacks? Because you don't really want to risk exchanging into Gohan if you're only going to get hit once, because then you've got to essentially guarantee that on the next turn he takes 4 attacks, which, depending on how the placements are spread out, is not something that we can always necessarily do. So now we can jump into the Kefla phase. Kefla has a Ki Blast super attack, so that basically makes Gotenks invincible in slot 1. So that's what we like to see. Bardock should still have his guard, so I think he should be... she does 2.3 million. Does this Kefla count as a transformation boost character? I don't think she does she? No, she doesn't, which is annoying. I'm not sure if they're Kale. I don't think he got to be on rotation against Kale anyway, did he? I'm not sure. Kale is a transformation boost character, but yeah, he didn't get to be on the turn against Kale, so it means he doesn't have his damage reduction. Jiren is, though, so as long as we can survive past Kefla, we should be okay. And yeah, we'll transform you, get that bit of extra defensive capability from you. So do that, and then do that. Obviously, post-supering, Bardock's defense is going to be a lot higher. And I was going to say, best case scenario is she just supers Gotenks in slot 1. Because Gotenks, with his full intro damage reduction and against the Ki Blast super, has 99% damage reduction, right? So he's not taking any damage. Then he does the counter attack as well, so do a little bit of extra free damage back to Kefla. She does raise attack and defense on her super, so her normals do 8.2, but after she attacks, there's probably more around 1 million. So Bardock should be fine because he has the guard. And obviously, you know, each super he gets, even though the 12 key supers stack attack, they are still raising defense within the turn. So as long as he gets 1 or 2 additional 12 key supers here, he should be fine. Again, this is Bardock. I think I mentioned it in the previous run, but like Bardock on a 170 lead team, so very much looking forward to him actually getting a 220 leader. But you can get a bunch of super attacks off here, get that defense up, and then he has the guard to back it up. So yeah, he takes double-digit damage. There's a dodge, and then Tech Vegeta in slot 3 will be fine. He's got 70% damage reduction here, so normals that are only doing 1 million are only going to do like 300k, so he's perfectly fine. And then we can see what we're looking like on the next rotation. Can we get Gohan out here on the next turn? I guess, again, because she has a Ki Blast super, it's a lot safer, because we know, as we've said before, we don't want Gohan eating a super as one of like the first 2 attacks that he's taking. But yeah, see here we're not going to have to worry about it, because we are going to be able to get all 5 attacks in slot 1. So let's go ahead and bring out Gohan. Obviously that means we can't use the active skill for Beast here, because obviously then we wouldn't be getting hit 5 times for Gohan. So we'll go ahead and do that. I'm going to have to put you there, aren't I? Because you've got guard in slot 2. Doesn't have slot 3. Doesn't have a lot of defense though. But I think it's too early to transform into Gogeta. I mean, guard cuts the enemy damage down by quite a significant amount, so I think we should be okay. And we've got 800k HP here. If she ends up hitting him for like 300k, then obviously that's going to be GG. But like I say, post super, her normals only do 820 and he's got guard. But it just depends where in the turn she's going to super attack. So there's the buffs for Gohan. And the last one's going to be the super counter. Let's go. That does mean that she raises her attack though, so a little bit more of an issue for the Vegeta at the end potentially. But we get the super attack counter. It's nice for that to be the final attack as well, because that means he's already built up his maximum attack and has a guaranteed crit. So that means the super attack counter is guaranteed to crit in that scenario. So that's very, very good. Beast obviously not getting attacked first means he doesn't get a significant attack buff or the guaranteed additional. So I just need to rely on Vegeta. See, annoyingly, I was going to say there's the additional normal. We need to rely on Vegeta to actually get some additional supers here. Because him having guard is all well and good, but he needs to just get that extra defense up by getting these super attacks. So, but obviously with guard, it's more than enough post super. So he's all good. I think the thing I always forget, if we look at the so many active skills this turn. If we look at the Vegeta and his passive, he is getting an extra 100% when he attacks. So obviously that, like, whatever it was start of turn, it was only around like 300k, wasn't it? That immediately jumps up to 600 and he has guard. So we'd only really been, it would have been at risk if he got super attacked. Yeah, I guess to be fair, you could probably still just go slot 1 here. It's your 6th turn, so he's dropped down to having only 33% damage reduction, which puts her at around, what, 500k? So actually she would do damage to him with normals in slot 1, which is awkward. I guess we could do this, but Vegeta having guard and 70% damage reduction in slot 1 is not the craziest for these things. Certain situations with the 10 years can be really awkward, because she's doing 2.3 million, although she's actually getting the attack raise as well. Minus 70%, it's only 690k, and then guard, but she is raising her attack as well. It would be super awkward for him to actually get supered. Although I guess for this rotation, because we do have the 2 Vegetos, I guess we could just Potara break here and have this guy being our like dedicated slot 1. Then go ahead and do this. Yeah, because the Jirans don't have a Ki Blast super, so Gotenks is going to become slightly less valuable in these upcoming phases. So let's go ahead and do that. So now we should be okay even if we get supered in slot 1. Of course we get to attack first. So realistically, if we knew that we were going to get to attack first, we didn't really need to use the Scouter break, but it's all good. We'll keep this guy as our other slot 1 unit then, I suppose. Now the interesting thing, I guess, is because Bardock isn't going to have guard now, is he? So he might be at a bit of a risk here. If she could get a crit, that would be helpful, but no. Bardock needs to come through with some crits, I think, here, for this to be a guaranteed lock. And of course he's not going to. Crit on the additional normal, of course, I see. Tanks the normals for double digits though, we take those. And now Gotenks obviously with the 24 key, he's got the guaranteed crit and the guaranteed additional, so that should be GG for Kefla. It's crazy though, these later red zone stages from the anniversary, just how much HP these guys have. Like Kefla has 160 million, and then we're going to finish her off not on this turn, and then Jiren has 350, and full power Jiren has 550. So gets a little bit crazy. So Gohan fully built up on this rotation. He's at 172k, 1.7 million defense. All in the family active with Beast, obviously very good as well. So we go ahead and do this. We've got we got all of his buffs in the first turn. So that means his this is his second appearance. So he has 88% damage reduction on top of 1.7 million defense. So 26 million against Kefla. But yeah, this is the kind of situation where it would have been really awkward if we'd only been hit once or twice in that first appearance, and that's why you have to be careful where you bring Gohan out, because then he was only able to get hit once then, and then we're on to the next phase. So, oh man, this is an awkward setup as well. What do his AoEs do? His AoEs are doing like 700k. That's crazy. I guess let's active skill with you. You know what? Let's get Gogeta out, but we won't use his active skill here. So we'll do this. And we'll do this. And then, yeah, you can grab those rainbow orbs. So he's going to super in slot 1. He supers for like 5. Actually, he's a transformation boost enemy though, so Bardock has his damage reduction now. So yeah, we take double digit damage. Now Bardock, of course, has that for the rest of the fight, although I think the remaining 2 phases are against a transformation boost enemy anyway. But him sealing on super is really annoying though, because Bardock on the active skill turn being able to slot 1 tank for us. Ideally, we would have liked for him to get some more stacks here as well, but you know, it is what it is. Everyone's going to tank the AoE for double digit damage now. It's a lot of attacks in slot 1 for this guy. But Bardock eating these. Love that active skill turn. LR Super Saiyan Bardock. And 23 mil for Vegeta. I mean, the problem is with these like later stages of the anniversary red zones is they take so long just because the enemy has so much HP. Obviously it doesn't help here that Vegeta has type disadvantage, so if he doesn't crit he's not doing big damage, but that's fine. Gogeta's going to come back on turn 4. That means he'll be on a rotation with the Goku and Gohan, and then we can have his active skill up and see them get that massive boost as well. So that works out quite nicely. Next time we get back to this rotation, we'll probably use the Vegeta active skill, because obviously Bardock's used his already, so would potentially be in a bit of danger. Didn't get to get any extra stacks either, which sucks, because I wanted to get him some extra stacks here now on the active skill turn, so that it means the next time he came around on rotation, because we're probably not going to kill this Jiren on the next turn, his defense would be that little bit higher, and he'd be able to tank the AoEs a little bit easier. But he then got sealed, so he didn't get any extra defense, which is annoying. But it is what it is. But yeah, locking character switching is probably, as I've said many times in the past, has got to be my least favourite of all mechanics in the game. I mean, look at this situation here. Like, we basically have to now use the Beast Gohan target skill, otherwise we just die. Because Gotenks is locked in slot 1. I mean, realistically, we should probably use it here anyway, because even if we weren't locked, putting Gohan in slot 1, he's not going to get as big of a buff. So if we go ahead and do this, use his target ability. Fortunately, there's no AoEs on this turn, because Gotenks would definitely take some damage if there were AoEs before he was getting to attack as well. So let's go ahead and do that, get the full key for Gotenks so that we get the guaranteed crits, because we're against the type disadvantage enemy here for him. And then yeah, Beast Gohan should be able to tank this. 660k though. Damn. I mean, this Jiren does greatly raise attacks. So this Jiren does like 6 million damage on his super. Because it's like 4 million, but then he also greatly raises attack. So there's a ridiculous amount of damage. And then, of course, after greatly raising his attack for the turn, it means his normals do 2.7 million. Oh, sorry, 2.3. So yeah, the active skill turn, like, otherwise, like, Gotenks would potentially be in serious trouble here against this Jiren without that protection ability being up from Gohan. So we took a lot of damage, but we can go ahead and get the Vegito fusion on the next turn. Could still be in trouble from the AoE though, because obviously Bardock is going to be on rotation. Okay, supering in slot 1. Okay, so the AoE, we could do the rotation like this, and then the AoEs aren't happening until Bardock's already attacked, so that's fine. So we'll go ahead and do this. And then we'll do... What is his defense? Oh, doesn't matter now. I was going to check it before we did the active skill, but... Because remember, he has guard and 60% damage reduction, so... With the active skill now putting him to... Yeah, 3.36 million. So let's do that. You're at what? 5.4, yeah, so definitely need that extra boost here. And grab those for you. Alright, so... We're going to get supered. Should be fine. I want to make sure... I don't know if I should hit the nodes for the Dokkan attack. Oh, well, actually, yeah, never mind. He's not going to Dokkan attack anyway. Because he's going to get sealed. Do 0 damage normal attacks. Let's go. At least we're going to do some damage with the counters. Alright, let's get the Dokkan attack here for Bardock. He's at a 19 million attack stat on this turn. Going to get these extra stacks in here with him. Nice. Decent crit. I don't do additional normals, come on. Get that extra attack stacking in there, there we go. 11.8, it's not bad. And then yeah, we can take double digits from the post-super AoEs here now. Which isn't bad, again, considering his AoE damage is like almost the same as his normals. The secondary target to get hit takes less, but because he's attacking in slot 2, he's taking the full damage. And after supering, remember, it's like 2.3 million. So Bardock having that damage reduction and having the post-super defense, or even on a 170 team, is tanking the... I was about to say I just realised it's tanking the attacks. Of course he's not tanking the attacks. It's the AoE. I'm getting super confused in my brain. We got the Vegito active skill up, so obviously most attacks are going to Vegito, but the AoE still hit everybody else. And because Bardock is in the slot where the AoE was, he was the guy that got hit first. Yeah, so I was right. I was confusing myself for no reason. So because Jiren had already supered in the turn, that means that initial AoE hit on Bardock is a 2.3 million damage hit. So with the 30% damage reduction and then the defense that he's up to at this point, like post-supering, he's able to tank that kind of damage on a 170 team. Well, that's very, very good. Right, so... Of course Gohan's at the very end. That's annoying. Alright, well, it's active skill with you. I kind of hoped he would just be dead by now, to be honest, but... What does that put you up to defense-wise? 2.1 million. And bearing in mind he gets 30% damage reduction and guard. I don't think... Would he tank Jiren's super? I mean, the thing is, this video has been going on for quite long already, and we've used a lot of our active skills, so I think we're kind of in trouble in the last phase anyway. But I really want to see what Gohan does slot 1 versus this Jiren, so I'm actually going to do this. And see what happens when he takes the super here. He might just die, and then that'll be the end. And obviously, I should have not put him in slot 1 if we wanted to go for the W. But I'm just very intrigued to see. The whole point of this video is to test him out against these bosses. So, what is he taking here from this? 2.1 million defense, 30% damage reduction, and guard. So that's 60k. Yeah, that's really good. Because again, his super's doing like 6 million on this turn. So... Yeah, that's definitely definitely very, very good. Only taking 60k from this Jiren. Again, annoyingly, his super attack seals you, so that means Gohan doesn't get to drop a big attack stat here, especially considering it was the Gogeta turn, Gogeta active turn. Between Gogeta and Jiren, they will finish off Gogeta and Jiren. Gogeta and Gotenks finish off Jiren here. Gogeta with the repeated final flashes up to 34 million. And my 10 years are only 55%, so still able to put in the work. But yeah, this is where it gets tricky, because obviously we've used those active skills and everything to get to this point, and so now we're at the point where we don't have those to use anymore. I don't think no one on this rotation is going to be able to eat this, are they? What is his... Oh, I guess actually, to be fair, he does greatly raise as well. So this Jiren does 3.3 million, but he also crits. So I'm pretty sure we are just dead here, regardless of what we try to do. Which is unfortunate, but it is what it is, I guess. So let's do this. Then we'll do this. And then we'll do this. Because let's see, because Vegeto's going to get hit with the normal. And then counter. And then he's going to get supered. I mean, guard and 60% damage reduction does go a long way, but... Yeah, 248k, that's still pretty good. I mean, I guess this is the friend one, right? So this is the Rainbow Vegito. So... he eats that super. Beast, hopefully post-super will be okay. I mean, this Jiren does million damage normals. So after the greatly raise, it's like 1.5, but... Beast has guard, and even after those turns have passed and he's lost some of his damage reduction, he still has a little bit. So he should be okay, I think. And then obviously Vegito with the post-super counters, doing some solid damage. The problem is not having any other, like, big guns in our arsenal. Actually, do we still have Tech Gotenks' active skill? I think we might do. That damage from Beast go hard though. Because obviously he's not been hit first, so not getting the crit chance or anything. Tanks for double digits though, so we'll take that. And then AGL Bardock getting his attacks off here. I'm so glad that they did this guy justice. You guys know I'm a big Bardock fan, and some of the latest, like the last Bardock releases and EZAs and stuff have not been the best, to say the least, right? So, I'm very worried about this guy. Because even in this form, like his defense and everything after supering is not going to be great. This was the Patara break for Vegeta, so he's obviously in a very good spot here. So we could just do this, I suppose. Grab those, and then grab those. It's very possible that Vegeta might die here, the AGL Vegeta, but... Patara break Vegeta should be good. He's got well over 1 million defense and like 70% damage reduction. So... shouldn't have to really worry too much about him. $14.2. Alright, go on at 30 mil. It's not bad. Considering no support on the rotation. Well, actually, I guess the 10 years, they have that bit of support, don't they, for their... one's providing defense, the other one's providing attack. So, pretty good actual mix of support, to be fair, on this rotation. But We just need you to actually get some post-super... Oh, actually, is he supered yet? If he supers Vegeta, then it's going to be GG. But the post-super defense should enable Vegeta to tank normals easily enough. But yeah, if he supers at the end here, that would be bad. Alright, nice. Well, a lot of supers off in this turn. Okay. So his raw defense is good here. He's got guard. Okay, nice. Alright, so... let's do this. Man, we are fighting for our life out here. Do this, do this. Because again, one of the biggest issues really is the fact that these red zone bosses just have so much HP. Because we're slowly but surely making it through these turns, hanging in there survival-wise, but we've got to be doing that. We've got to be doing that damage if we actually want to beat the stage. So, unfortunately, Gotenks not getting the guaranteed crits here is not the end of the world because we've got type advantage. Then he just goes ahead and gets the crits anyway. But yeah, again, there were no attacks in slot 1, so Gohan didn't have the ability to get hit first, which means no buff for him. He did get the crit though. How much is this going to do? He's going to crit as well, isn't he? So 747. Oof, we'd have lived if we were on full health. But there you go. I mean, we got to see a lot of Goku and Gohan's performance in that fight against Jiren, and we did not lose because of them, right? They did very well in this fight. Gohan tanking that super as well was really good in slot 1 against the Jiren. So, yeah, overall, we've done a few different events now. They definitely have a very strong EZA. There's a couple of little bits about their kit, though, that can really come in and be annoying, like in certain events with locking AoEs, like getting Goku on the rotation at the wrong time when he can't get a lot of supers. Like, it can be, there's holes in their kit, which is why I would probably not put them super high. I've done my EZA tier list, which I think, to be fair, by the time this video goes up, I think the tier list goes up before this. And I put these guys in the lower half, but in the same sort of tier as a bunch of the other characters that were around the sort of like 8 to 5 area. So I don't know, let me know what you guys think of STR Goku and Gohan. What has been your favorite event to use them in since their EZA? Let me know down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.